Welcome back, y'all.
Hey guys, welcome back.
It's Nikki,
Luna Wolf,
and we just two women
who want to,
got a story to tell. We want to share our story,
yeah,
spread some love, shine our light, and tell how we tame our beasts.
so we can help tame yours.
Yeah. So, what we talking about today?
So today we're just gonna touch on how important connections are.
Okay.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
the good stuff, because connections are very important.
Connections are. We are relational beings.
That 1% of human, because we only 1%.
Everybody born with the need for love, and we never grow out of it. So, speaking of love, let me tell you, and it relates to what I think is the greatest connection, right? So last weekend, I had an amazing weekend. I was Saturday. I had went to my boyfriend's son's all-star game, right? Met his family, even met his ex-wife. Everything was just love. It was so harmonious, right? And then that Sunday, he came with me to my son's championship game, right? And of course, my ex husband is there, who he's already met. But it was just like, again, like it was just so much love. Like even my ex husband was like, because it was cold as hell. Oh, it was cold. You can't say cold as hell because hell ain't cold, but god damn, it was cold. But so he's my ex leaves to go get some Dunkin' Donuts, and like he, stops and he asks, me and my boyfriend, like, y'all want something, and I just think that is like, that's just so great, right? So like after the weekend was over, I was just sitting, I was just reflecting on how it's like so much love, you know what I mean? How like how you
Love
could
conquers all.
it really does, and it really does, and it covers a multitude of sin. Love is so healing, it's transformational. But I was just sitting, I was just reflecting how like you can still have good relationships through a breakup, how your kids can still be resilient and not be affected, by it. I'm sure they had their moments, but like my kids are amazing still. You know what I mean? Like they're great kids, and I just sit and I think about it, and I just remember like God saying like you are the thing that you seek. Like that one thing that I always look for, that one thing that was so important to me was like love, looking for love until I realized like I am
Love,
love. You know what I
yes.
mean? And you give what you are and you reap what you sow. So because of the love that I give, this is the love that
Love
I
what you
receive.
attract.
So my greatest connection is connection to God and connection to self. You know what I mean? Like
That's where it starts.
I think so.
That's where it
Yeah.
starts, because you can only have a nice, healthy connection only if you're like yourself is healthy
Mhm.
and you love yourself.
Yeah.
Because if you unhealthy with yourself, you got unhealthy connections.
That is true too. That is true too.
Although all connections, teach us something. Nobody wants to stay in an unhealthy connection. That's any connection. Work connections, relationships, friends, anything.
Mhm.
Which, I mean, I put myself in a lot of unhealthy connections.
I mean, we all have from time to time.
Yeah, but it takes a lot for you to recognize it. Some people won't recognize it. They like
Not
sitting
right
in that.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like you said, there's lessons and all of that stuff too. So like even how we talked about earlier, like everything is working out for our greater good. So even if we're in a connection that isn't so healthy, there's things that we learn, even if it's learning what love isn't or what friendship isn't or what you don't want in life. I
Yes.
had I knew someone who thought that they didn't want to have any children until they got into a certain relationship and was like, I
Boom.
want children. You know what I mean? So it's like sometimes you don't know what you want or what you don't want until you go through certain things. And so those connections are the same thing.
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
agree. I had recently. Yeah, I'm gonna say recently. I was in a bunch of connections and friends, like friends. Okay, we got friends,
Mm-hmm.
and it was crazy because I start running a cooking business, and when I would cook, they will want their food before everybody else, even if they came late. Like, they will get mad if I cook for other people first. They will be like, "Oh, you started this because of me and this and that." And after a while, it's like that type of connection was affecting my business. I was running a business. It messed up clients, future clients. People they were just like, "That's not how that works." But at first I was making up the excuses like, "Dang, dumbass excuses." But then eventually I was like, no, they right. Like, that really it is affecting my business. This is a business. This is how I'm making my money.
Mm-hmm.
And just because they supposedly started with me, they don't get that. You can't. No, you don't get that that opportunity to say, I'm jumping the line just because I'm your friend. That's if you were my friend, you would have never said that.
Yeah, right. You'd be a lot more supportive too. Like, how you gonna come late and be fed first? I don't understand that. I was so confused when you said it. I'm like, but we supposed to just wait for you? I guess that's what they wanted.
They wanted everybody else to wait.
You snooze, you lose.
So being in connections, they are very, like, you definitely have to be aware. The connections I have made now is more because of, like you said, love. I love myself more. I love myself enough to know that stuff over there to the left, it wasn't for me.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm bringing in more connections that are uplifting, more loyal, positive. We're not talking about bullshit or drama, stuff like that. It's the next move. Like, how can we, evolve your business, or how can we better yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Especially if I'm going through something. I got people right there, building me up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have people breaking me down. So, healthy connections.
Yeah, that's important. I used to tell my children, like, you could, like, be planted in good soil. You know what I mean? Like, be careful of the soil that you plant yourself in, because you could have a bed of roses and one weed, and that weed will just turn that soil out, right?
Yeah.
So I always tell them, be careful of the soil that you plant yourself with, because, like you said, those connections matter. You put one piece of fruit in with the other fruits, if one is rotten, it just start to turn the other rotten. So how did you disconnect from that unhealthy connection?
I ain't gonna say slowly. I'm gonna say, because I'm real. I know how to detach. Detach is a gift and a. I want to say a gift and a curse.
Mm-hmm. Understood.
So, being able to detach quick, to flip this switch right away it was nothing for me. Shut my house down.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're gonna wait until I serve them, or I handled with I do things. I did a bunch of different things, but I just cut myself off to those people.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't for me. I was giving more energy than I was receiving, and it was draining me.
Yeah, you get tired of it after a while.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's easier for me to detach. If you don't know how to detach, like I would say just start, little by little. Stop answering the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that. Or speak your mind.
That was my question. Did you first have a conversation? Like, did you first say, hey, listen, when you do this, it makes me feel like this, right? Like, did you first have a conversation to say how you were feeling, to give that person a chance to kind of like work on the connection with you?
No.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you why. I'm not really into emotions, right? Feeling my own emotions. I'm just starting to get into my emotions now.
Okay.
So asking somebody, or telling, like, explaining my feelings was never a thing.
Okay.
There's a certain how I present myself and how I keep myself, so I'm so I know I'm stable.
Yeah.
So I gotta, like, that's how I was, like,
right. But now we know a little bit better, right? And that's why we're talking about the importance of connections, right? So I'm a big believer, like, communication is everything, right?
Yes.
And so for me, And as hard as it is, and remember, we just came into a prayer. Let whatever we say be the right thing to say,
Yes.
right? And let me tell you how profound that prayer is, because even if you say the wrong thing, it's still the right thing.
Yes.
So it frees you of worrying about being wrong. You get what I'm saying? So even if you're not sure what words, girl, write a letter. I've written letters before, like because sometimes
she was telling me to journal or something. I did start journaling.
Listen, journaling is so like it is such a major tool. You know what I mean? Like it's first of all, it's reflection, because while you're writing, you have to sit down and think, right? And as you're thinking, you're connecting, again, connection to spirit, and spirit is speaking through you, and you're learning lessons through something that happened over the week, just like with me reflecting. And I wrote that down. I wrote down how beautiful my weekend was, and even gave thanks, you know what I mean, for the people who pour love into me, or are there for me to pour love into them. But anyway, what I'm saying is, like, this is, again, as we talk about connections, like, and how important it is. I just feel like if you were ever my friend and I loved you, I think that it's only right that I share with you what it is that's in between us, right?
Yes.
To kind of give us a chance to work on it. Because if you're important to me, you'll hear my feelings, you'll validate them. You know what I mean? Not saying that just because I feel this way is really what it is. I could just be misunderstanding something. But the fact that you're like, okay, I understand how you feel, and I can understand why you say that, but then here's what I say. And then checking self also, is it something that I did? So I think that it's important to have that conversation. And after you have that conversation, you make it plain that, your behavior is affecting us this way, and that person does nothing to like try to rectify, then okay, like you could fall back on the phone calls, you could fall back on the text messages, and eventually those people just fall away like the leaves in the fall.
Disappear. I know how to ghost.
But that's not necessarily a healthy way of doing it, right?
It's not.
So as we're going through these things, we have to make sure that we grow through these things. So this is why reflection is major. But even beyond journaling, like if you really have something to say, and I'm an emotional person, so sometimes like I'll get a frog in my throat when I'm trying to explain something, and then I just start crying, and then it's like, what would you do, right? And it's like, they're like, what is she crying for? It's not even that deep. Or how sometimes you'll say something, and then later on you'll be like, damn, I forgot to say this, right? So if you take the time to write it, you can really write out how you feel. You can give that letter to the other person, right? And then you're not there. So, because, sometimes some people, they feel like expressing themselves is confrontational, and not everybody, likes confrontation. It's not comfortable. But when you love someone and when you care about them, you have to have uncomfortable conversations sometimes.
It's crazy because as you talk about it, there's a couple people that I just stopped talking to just because I felt like...
Did you point to me?
No.
I feel like she said...
No, I still talk to you.
Okay.
I was kicking the door.
Thank you. For the people that's viewing this, she did, All right, got it.
Not that I...
Kick rocks, that's what that was.
Yeah, I said, okay. Well, I feel like they fucked up the connection, so at peace, I didn't try to talk about it or anything. But again, I'm not one to be too attached to my emotions, so I'm learning that now.
Yeah, it's something to work on, you know. I'm just one big emotion. I am an emotion.
She is, and she's teaching me how to jump into my emotions.
You gotta sit with them so that you can learn what they are, why they're there, how to deal with them, and so that you don't drown in them.
Yes,
next thing you know, you're locked in the bedroom for 3 days because you're depressed. No, we got to learn how to deal with our emotions. We got to learn how to express ourselves. We have to learn how to communicate, so that way we're not wondering if we did something. We're not missing them later on. Like when I have to make a decision, whether it be on disconnecting a relationship or ending, even in business, sometimes when I had to do terminations, did I do everything possible to like water that connection? And if so, and it still didn't work out, then I can sleep easy at night. I know now that that person is no longer a part of my assignment. You know what I mean? Our journey, our time together has come to an end. But yeah, I just feel like you owe it to yourself and you owe it to them. So there's no like somehow some people say like they need closure. I think that that's just bullshit. Sometimes you just got to accept what it is, but be your own closure, have that conversation. And if that person isn't willing to have the conversation back with you, understand that as well. You
gotta be okay with it. You gotta be okay with it. So
I look for connections that help me grow.
Me
grow. And just recently with the book club, starting the book club, Spirit was like, if you can't find it, create it. And then here we are starting to create this network of women, beautiful women, who each and every one have a gift, right? And it's just an environment to where you can share that gift. You can be vulnerable. You know what I mean? Like that connection is so crying, amazing. It's amazing.
It's each one is just more powerful than the other.
Yeah, and here's what's good when you have those strong connections, right? When you have those days where I can call you and be like, okay, Naya, it's been 3 days now. Wash your face, get out of bed, drink some water. We're going to have to work it out. Life goes on. And you could do the same thing to me. Like, yo, I ain't heard from you in a little while. What's going on over there? You know what I mean? Or if I start to have self-doubt, you can kick in and be like, yo, you remember when you did this? You get what I'm saying? Like, those connections
it's crazy because
help
we do
you
that.
Stay accountable to yourself.
She just held me down today.
Yeah, so now I ain't hold you down. I lifted you up. Well, we ain't hold nobody down. We lifting them up over here. Listen, get up. Get up.
She did. She pulled me up. She pulled me out. She get your ass up.
So that's the
it's it's these type of connections that they help you grow. You thrive, okay?
Yeah.
You can create something good when you got good connections around you.
Mm-hmm. And then sometimes you just need somebody to do, or you would like to have somebody to do nothing with. You know what I mean? Like, I love those connections with the people that I could just do nothing with. We could just sit in silence. You know what I mean? We could or we could bug out.
Smoke a little stone.
Or eat it.
Or that. Because we all cook. We got some good cooks, okay?
I ain't eating food like that. You smoke yours, I eat mine.
I do both.
Yeah. Okay. But, I am putting my Thanksgiving list together. So for what I'm going to be making for Thanksgiving.
I'm making salmon. Yeah, I'm making salmon.
Okay, look at you.
Yeah, I'm making salmon. I make this corn, so I just made this new corn.
Mexican street corn?
Nah.
I had such a craving for some Mexican street corn the other day.
I gotta let you try my corn. I make it with avocado oil. Delicious.
Such a food whore.
Delicious. Okay.
Corn. Okay.
So I'm making that. I'm making sweet potato pie cups. Healthy, of course. You see her face, but when she tastes it, she's like, "Oh my God!"
Like, what you mean healthy?
It's all healthy stuff in there.
Sweet potatoes are healthy.
Yeah. So I'm not using like bleach flour. It's like me. I probably use cassava flour, almond flour
for the crust.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. And then what? That's the only difference? Like, there's still butter and sugar and cinnamon?
There's no butter in there.
Oh. Okay. I'm going to just wait to taste it.
There's some cinnamon in there, nutmeg in there, because that's healthy for you. You need that. But there ain't no butter. No, it's avocado oil.
Okay, all right. Well, at least there's still an oil in there.
Yeah, it's gonna be avocado.
All right, you know what? I can't wait to taste it.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
You had it already?
Yeah, I made it. They was fucking them up.
Yeah, I can't wait to try it. All right, I'm gonna be all right with that.
Listen, even Lisa, I gave 2 to Lisa.
Yeah, because I came across something today that like convicted me, and so I'm like, I really got to get back to, for a year I didn't eat any meat, and then my body was like, you need some iron.
No, you need. I get being a vegan. It's very good to regulate your body.
I wasn't a vegan. I was not a vegan. I
You
still
just
ate dairy products. I ate eggs and I
Oh,
drank
okay.
milk and all that. I wasn't vegan. I just didn't eat any milk. I mean, eat any milk. Shit. I didn't eat any meat, like no meat at all,
Okay.
for a year. But like my iron levels go low from time to time. And for 30 days straight, all I wanted was a burger. And I tried my hardest. And finally, I was like, I'm just going to eat a burger.
It's hard.
And now I'm back on the meat.
It's hard. See, I only do. I
So-
just took away turkey. I'm chicken and seafood. Cause you need salmon. You need the omega 3s and 6s. So that's where I get my omegas from.
But avocado is the same. Isn't that the same?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You need avocado too.
Walnuts. Am I mistaken?
Walnuts is good, but you know me,
Coconut oil.
I can't have
Like
walnuts.
you can get all the same fats out of these as well, correct?
Yeah, but it's not like meat. So
Okay.
when people go vegan, they lack iron. So they deficient in certain stuff.
Yeah, you definitely got to make sure that you eat all the stuff that you need. So, again, knowing the right people who can feed you well. I just want a personal chef. If anybody can connect me with a personal chef.
Like I ain't sitting right next to her and shit. Like I don't do this shit.
Why you ain't bring me my meals for the week? That's all I'm saying. Right connections get you to the right places sometimes. It's not what you know, but who you know.
She don't want to eat my food. It's too healthy.
Nah, eat your food. When you came over here with that,
that was healthy, but that wasn't like,
it was the perfect
oh my God, it was so good.
topping to that fried salmon. Like, it was like a match made in heaven. Like, delicious.
Now, I didn't fry my salmon because I don't fry, but she did. But it was still good.
Amazing. But I fried some lasagna a couple weeks ago.
What kind of oil do you use?
The kind you fry in. That's what I use. The kind you fry in. The kind that was underneath the sink. You put it in the pot, you warm it up and fry that shit. That's what kind.
I'm always trying to switch people's shit.
Yeah, I definitely will get there because, like I said, I came across something today that convicted me. And I'm like, yeah, I definitely got to get back to
Okay, spill the beans.
what?
What convicted?
No, I just came across like a lady on Instagram. I can't think of Adama Speaks.
Oh, Adama, yeah.
Yeah, all right. So I just came across one of her posts and she was speaking and my spirit was just like, So that's why I'm just like, all right.
I'll be in her ear.
Yeah. So that's where that came from. But so what connection did you come across that kind of like really lifted you up?
You?
Okay. Okay.
No, for real. You, I tell you, I feel like I tell you this. I don't feel like I tell her all the time. I don't really get too deep. But how we started, how our is crazy because how our connection started, it started over, what's her name? Queen Afua. What's her book?
Afua, Queen Afua.
Sacred Woman.
Sacred Woman. Mm-hmm.
It started with he was coming to buy a product. You was testing the product.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, you liked it?
I loved it. I did a whole I did like a whole commercial on Instagram for it. Like I licked it and everything because it was natural.
Yeah, natural.
You know, I
Eat
did
that
like a
all up.
whole commercial
Yeah, you
for
got
you. I
kids.
shouted you out. Yeah, for sure.
So it started there, you know. Nikki is very she's very inspirational, you know. You gotta sit at the table with people who's higher than you. That's how you learn.
I just think that you learn from anyone. You
No,
know,
that
like,
is true.
And here's what you need. You need connections for, you know, like you got to be able for me, I got to be able to be in the middle. You know, I need people that I can grow from, and then people that, you know, are placed in your, you know, because of service, right? So
Yeah.
I think a big part of connecting for me is also being of service. You know what I mean? And for a little while, I kind of went like just dormant, so to speak, you know, and I wasn't in the connections that I used to be in before. And I started to feel myself not be myself. And where I've noticed that I'm more of myself is when I am of service to other people, you know what I mean? Giving of myself. So
By the way, she's the mother of the book club. Designated.
I'm a Cancer though, mother of the zodiac. I mean, it only makes sense, right? Like, and I'm a whole old head. Y'all see my silver gray hair up in here?
She got one.
I earned that. It's more than one in there. It's more than one. I earned that. That's wisdom, okay? But you like to me, I need to be in the middle. I need to be with people that I can learn and grow from, and then people that I can be of service to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I think that that's where connections come in at.
I never looked at it like that. Being in the middle.
Yeah, like that for me, it's being in the middle because it's never going to get to a point where I know everything. You know what I mean? That point is the point that I go home.
If you're the smartest person in the room, it's time to get
in a new room.
Go to a new
it's time
room.
to go to a different room. I want to always be able to be somewhere where I can learn from somebody. I can grow for somebody. Mm-hmm. Where someone is bold enough to come back to me and be like, yo, chill out. You know what I mean? Like, maybe you doing a little too much. You get what I'm saying? Like,
you looking in the mirror.
Right. I need that accountability partner too. So that's why it's important to have connections with people that you can trust, that you look up to, that you admire, that you respect, right? And that also respect you. Because I've been in connections before where, there was this one person in particular who would always try to make me feel bad for what I didn't know. And it's like, yo, if you know that and I don't know that, why not enlighten me on it? Mm-hmm. Why not teach me? Why not get satisfaction and joy, out of being able to lift me up instead of making me feel bad for something that I don't know? Like, I don't know everything. I don't even want to know everything. Like, what? Like, no, that's too much.
A lot of information out there.
So you just bugging a little bit. So anyway, I know that I need that, right? And then here's also the thing. Connections will help you get to places, right? So even the job that I have now, that was through someone who knew someone. And it's been the greatest blessing so far. You know what I mean?
That's how you build.
It has been such a blessing compared to any other position I've ever held, right? So here's also, with having healthy connections, you just never know when you'll need someone. You know what I mean? So I like to make myself available to be of service, but I also definitely look for those people that can also teach me, that I can learn from.
Yes, I have a network of coaches, and they each coach a different way, but it's in a way where each one, they teach you something every time. Every time they speak, they teach. They teach. That's what I like.
And I think that's right, because then you have a bigger viewpoint, right? Yeah. So it's now you have a wider a wider view. You can different perspectives, you know what I mean? So that it helps you see the picture as a whole, and then sometimes I'll have people who it's yo, I really loved this about this person, but maybe not that. But I like this about this person, but maybe. So it's you take the best of people as you go along, and you learn from that and
keep building.
Yeah. So I definitely think, and I used to say this all the time, there are people who have come along in my life who have watered the seed that God had already planted in me, right? And I'm so grateful for those people, those spiritual mothers that I've had, those spiritual sisters that I've had, you know what I mean? Even for the people who have wronged me in some type of way. Even, earlier, we was talking about how how we've been coming up with different emotions, right? Different emotions are coming up and we're just not really understanding where they're coming from. And it's I didn't have the greatest connection from my parents growing up, but instead of and I would look at other people who had these amazing relationships with their parents growing up. Now my relationship with my parents now is cool, but growing up, I felt I needed a little bit more. And I don't know, maybe I was a difficult child, maybe I wasn't. I don't think I was, but whatever. And I'm just I'm grateful for everything that has happened, because I feel it has made me be accountable to who I am. So
yes.
So sometimes, and when you don't have certain connections, it makes you crave better. It makes you crave different. It makes it provides a space for you to create something better, even something different for you and yours. So I'm grateful for every person in my life whom I learned from, whether I learned
for real.
the right way to do something or
The
how
wrong way
not to
to
do
do something,
something,
yeah.
you know? So it's like, I
Definitely
appreciate
grateful.
everything. I give thanks in all things, like in all things.
At the time, it might have been some bullshit.
I might not have understood it then.
But I do now.
Mm-hmm.
I do now.
Yeah.
I'm at a good space. We're at a good space.
Cheers to that. Exactly where we supposed to be.
Mm-hmm. Right on time. Divine time.
Divine timing for sure. So, this was a great connection. Thank you for your time tonight.
Thank you for yours.
Your lips is popping, by the way.
Thanks. I'm tired of people saying I got bird lips, bitch. I don't.
Look, I said, I can't for sure get on camera with no more lipstick on. And I did put my lip gloss on, but
I'm about to say, I was going to ask you if you was going to put some on, but
no, because whenever I put eyeliner on, I don't like to put lipstick on. I don't know why, because I just don't wear a whole lot of makeup. So
yeah, I just got my lips on today.
For me, eyeliner and lipstick don't be the right connection. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's on lips or eyes.
But
I get it.
I feel like when I turn to the side, my top lip disappears. I don't like that.
Listen, me either. That's why I overdraw shit. Bitch, I got lips.
Yeah, and they popping tonight, by the way.
Well, it's been fun.
It absolutely has been. And until next time, peace and love.
Peace and love.